we meet a local man making national headlines in the world of homebrew. Creating delicious beer requires insight, skill, and science. Tre Haydel has mastered it. He started homebrewing 5 years ago. Why?
Well, kids.
Hey, you want to pet my cat?
A lot of my time was spent cycling before then, outdoors, and after kids, I was more homebound. I was looking for another hobby to get into, and a friend of mine was, he was homebrewing, and I was homebrewing with him, and that's how I got into it. From there, was looking for a new hobby.
Have you always enjoyed beer?
I have.
Yeah.
Always been a beer guy.
Yeah, so you weren't going to make whiskey or wine, it was going to be beer.
It was beer.
Last year, his beer took first place in the National Homebrew Competition in Baltimore.
There's over 8,000, 9,000 beers that go into this competition, all different styles. There's like 130 different styles of beer in 34 categories.
He was so surprised, he wasn't even there.
I still kick myself for not going, but it was televised. We did have a party at the house and watching on the couch, and when I didn't get third or second, I was like, but I ended up coming through with it. So.
How did you celebrate at your home party?
Well, we yelled a bunch, and then we called a bunch more people over, and I think I ran out a lot of beer that night.
It wasn't just a fluke. Tre's won a host of gold medals in regional competitions too. He even won first place in the National Samuel Adams competition in Boston. But the National Homebrew Competition is still his main focus.
It's the biggest competition in the world, and that's if you want some good feedback on your beer, and you got national qualified judges that are tasting your beer, and that's what I'm in it for, is to get some feedback, and that's how you get your feedback, is sending it to people who are experienced beer drinkers.
What does the first prize in Baltimore bring for the homebrew?
Street credit.
That's it?
Well, they do send you a box of a bunch of nice stuff.
Okay.
But that's mostly it. It's just for fun. There's no money involved or anything. It's just it's a hobby.
It's a hobby that's exploding in popularity. Tre's a member of this one, the Bicycle Brew Club. Meetings aren't typical of most clubs. Theirs involve lots of beer tastings paired with food like pizza. It's no wonder they're so popular. And so are brew stores, like Keith Primo's LA Homebrew, a veteran homebrewer himself. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. What is it?
Okay, so when I like to brew, it goes back 15 years, I like to use a lot of different ingredients. So when I opened the shop, I built a shop that I would want to shop at.
Okay.
Basically.
The people who shop here are as varied as the ingredients.
It's amazing. The homebrew community and the people that homebrew, they come from all walks of life.
Really?
We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have judges, we have, you pretty much name it, teachers, a lot of engineers, a lot of computer people, and they just get drawn into the hobby.
It's a hobby Keith says is full of trial and error.
My first batch was undrinkable.
Oh, no.
It was actually awful. It was awful. So there's no way to go but up.
Beer recipes look intimidating, but Tre says it's worth trying.
Beer can be very complicated, or it can be very easy. You can, they make extract kits, and they make kits that are already put together for you for making a beer, and you can buy them at most any homebrew shop. The way I brew, I come from a scientific background, and I come from a culinary background, and both of them I find go very well together with making beer, and I think that's what attracted me to making beer, was just how much fun I have with cooking.
You mentioned those homebrew kits. Are they a good fun buy for people? Can you make a decent beer with those?
Absolutely. You can come into LA Homebrew in Louisiana, or there's homebrew shops in every state, and they'll give you instructions on how to do it. The investment, I think, is pretty minor. maybe $300 at the low end, but sky's the limit on how far you want to go with it. And they can get you pointed in the right direction for making very good beer. And a lot of these extract kits, they win awards too. I've been nudged out of competitions from an extract kit.
No kidding.
Yeah, they're not to be shunned.
For Keith, business is booming. Do you see that community of homebrewers continuing to grow?
Oh, absolutely. We set up probably a dozen new brewers every month.
No way.
And they're coming in and just getting started. And, we have guys that have brewed for 20, 25 years. We have guys that have brewed for, 20 days. It's all, time frames.
And it's growing more popular every day.
It's just hobby-based, however much time and effort you want to put into it.
Yeah.
There's people at all different levels.
Oh yeah. And never short of friends.
No, that's the thing. If you're brewing, you're always the popular one on the block.